Okay, so we finally got an update on the Winston Shrout case. His sentencing is coming up in 2 weeks, week and a half. Anyways, he has filed a motion for hearing to determine mental competency. Just going to read this because it's pretty interesting and funny. Anyways, pursuant to Title 18 U.S.C. Section blah blah blah, the defendant Winston Shrout, through his attorney, Ruben. Winston, the expert in law, hired an attorney. Anyways, moves this court to conduct a hearing to determine his mental competency, as there is reasonable cause to believe he is presently suffering from a mental disease or defect rendering him mentally incompetent, to the extent that he is unable to comprehend the nature and consequences of the proceedings against him, or to aid and assist properly in his defense. The motion is supported by the declaration of counsel, including the attached exhibit filed separately and under seal. It's probably a doctor's examination. Then we have the motion here to determine blah blah. Mr. Shrout requests that the court conduct a hearing to determine his mental competency pursuant to the provisions blah blah. His request is a court. Read that. Assuming the court agrees that there is reasonable cause to question Mr. Shrout's mental competency, it has discretion to order further psychological examination prior to the hearing. Section 4247 states the part for the purposes of examination, blah, blah. As a kneel, there's no evidence that Mr. Shrout poses a flight risk, blah, blah. Conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, as well as those set forth in the Declaration of Counsel, including the exhibit filed under seal, Mr. Shrout respectfully requests that the court conduct a hearing to determine his mental competency. So there we have it. Winston Shrout himself is now saying that he is crazy. Unfortunately, we can't get the doctor's examination because it's under seal. It's all private. But there you go. If you thought that, if you've been relying on Winston Shrout, keep in mind you're getting information from a guy who admits he is not mentally competent, that he suffers, quote, from a mental disease. So, yeah, this is not a guy that you want to get your information from. The irony here is that so many people have gone to jail because they listened to him. And, if he had just said this years ago, so many people could have avoided jail.